Have you ever wanted a really simple setup so that you could do video very quickly and you could change the scene of your video real easily? You could have a room where maybe it's just a simple room, but you could have multiple angles inside of it. But setting up the camera equipment and having a desk full of stuff like this, it makes it hard to move around. It makes it hard to get good audio, good video. But what if there was a one stand studio? So what I'm recording this on right now is a C stand, and it's all completely battery operated. The camera's battery operated, the recorder, the light, everything. And it can go for hours and hours and hours on end. Way more, it goes way longer than what you'd ever need to go to shoot a video. But what's cool is, in a second, I can just change my background completely. The audio doesn't change, still good lighting, and I can keep doing that. I can just turn it and all of a sudden, I have everything that I need. I can see what I'm doing. So what I want to do is I want to show you this thing. Now, it's not for everybody. I create lots of content. I help people basically replace their income using the internet. I show them how to get recurring income coming in so they can stop spending so much time working and still make as much money as they need for whatever sort of lifestyle that they want. So I want to show you this, okay? I want to show you this roll around studio where you can have just an incredible backdrop or just, multiple backdrops you can in one room, and you can move around, you can create lots of content. Because if you want to create content properly, one of the best things to do is batch create it. So what I'll do is I'll get prepared and I'll lay out my whole content structure for an entire month. If you could get all your content done in a single day, that would do enough work to get you the leads and sales you need for the whole month. If you could just get that done in 1 or 2 days out of the whole month, what would you do with the rest of the month? You could work on your program, because the better your product is, the better your program is, your digital product, the more money you're going to make. All of your marketing becomes so much easier when you have a really great product. Tesla doesn't do a lot of advertising, and yet they sell tons of cars. It's because it's a great product. They have great products. I don't think I've ever seen a Porsche commercial for the 911, yet you can't hardly find one to buy. It's really interesting. So it becomes, how do you make a great product? Well, you have to have time for that. And what a lot of people do is they spend time every day like, I got to get my content done. I got to get content out there so that I can get leads, so I can get sales. But if you batch create, you can actually have time to create great content. You can get your content done all in one day, so you're not worrying about it each and every day, and it gives you more time to have open space in your brain to create better stuff. And so I just want to show you this studio because I think it's just like a one stand studio. So I'll take you through. I'm going to grab my phone here and I'll walk around and I'll just show you what we're looking at here, so that you can see how this whole thing works. Because whether you do this thing that I'm about to show you with the C stand or whatever, the key here is you need to batch create your content. And you need to have a system in place and have a setup that you don't have to keep taking down and putting back up. So I don't know if you have to find like a certain, corner in your house or whatever, but for this setup here, there is some cost in this setup. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm running off of a decent camera. I've got a decent recorder, but it's still not as expensive as what some of these people spend. And look at the quality of the video. It's pretty good. Look how good it sounds. It's not that crazy, right? But it does sound good, and it's very simple. And I like how easy I can move around with it and how easy you can create content. But I really want you to take a couple things for this. Number one, batch create your content. It just makes sense, right? They make movies a few years in advance, and then it takes them a while to edit it, right? So they do all the shots up front, and then they edit it all together to make something great. What you want to do is understand, what problem do I solve? What am I selling? What am I offering for free to get leads? I show people how to use Skool AI and YouTube to create a membership program that can pay them 6 and 7 figures, and it's recurring income so that they can make the product once, make the thing once, and they can keep earning from it. That's why we call it MAKEONCE.com. But essentially, all you're doing is creating content. And you got to get really good at it. It took me years to really figure out how to do it in a way that actually produces. We're currently having a mastermind here, and it's a small group. It's been great. But one of the big things that they're noticing is when they have to do content every day, it's not as good. And then they have this stress of like getting it done. And sometimes it doesn't get done because, things happen in life. But if you can learn to batch create and you can learn to create a setup that works for you, that will allow you to just create the piece of content that's necessary to help people understand what it is that you do for them, how you help them, and you can do that continuously, that's what actually drives the sales. That's what drives the leads. And it's the consistency. And consistency can happen much easier if you have a setup, if you have a system, because consistency is what really wins this game. If you're trying to make leads and sales happen, you just need to be consistent with your content. People need to know about you. People need to know about what you offer. They need to see the value that you can create. I want to show you this setup. Okay, so there's that. But again, the big takeaway is batch create. You have AI. AI can lay out a simple concept for you. As soon as you know what it is that you're selling and you know where people are going to get to, all you have to do from that point is then figure out what are those steps to get somebody from point A to point B. Let's say there's 10 steps. You can show them the first 5 steps. You can give those away for free. Matter of fact, what I'm teaching you right now and what I'm sharing with you in this piece of content here is just a subset of one of our steps. Because one of our steps, we go very deep on how to create content that drives leads and sales. Well, I'm just showing you a little bit of that. And hopefully you're getting value from this. And what I show you, you can make some version of that for yourself. Because truthfully, what I'm about to show you is kind of an expensive setup, but you could create a much less expensive version of it, and it would still work just as good. But the key here is that I would have a system that I could just sit down in front of. I have a system where I can create content consistently. So let's say you're going to make 3 videos a week. Okay. Well, how many is that in a month? All right. 3 times 4 is 12. So make 12 videos. And those 12 long form videos can be broken down into short form videos that lead back to the long form. And then the long form can get people to go to your community. Like, I have a bunch of free resources in my community. I have a calculator that shows you how many views you need to get on your videos, or you could even say how many views you're getting on your videos and how many videos you need to do per day, per week, per month to get to whatever income goal it is. Kind of like reverse engineering it. I have a calculator in there that does that. I also have a roadmap in there that's how to make 50 grand using Skool AI and YouTube. I also have another breakdown in there that just shows you how to lay this whole thing out. I give it away for free when people join my community. They get inside of the community. Then they see, I want to talk to Mike. I want some coaching, some mentorship. I want to be able to text him or talk to him or whatever. Help him, have him help me lay out my whole program so I can get there faster, easier, more effectively. And that's a paid version, right? $59, $199 a month, whatever. You can do the same exact thing, but you need to create content, right? You need to create content that gets people to go check out your free stuff. Okay. When you create content like this, some of you might go down and to the description and be like, yeah, I want the calculator, or yeah, I want the roadmap to do this. You go down there, you click a link, you join the school for free, you get it. And either you want more or you don't. It's very simple, but over time, the ratio, and over time, if you're doing a great job, people will join you. And then if you give them great results and help people get the result that you promised, they'll tell other people, and you can tell other people that they got the result, and that's going to grow the whole thing. What we do is actually quite simple. Fundamentally, it's very simple. The principles we use, very evergreen, long-term. They haven't changed since I've been doing this since 2007. We use these same principles that we've learned, decades ago. We use it to win the school games. It's the same thing. AI's just made things easier, better, faster. You can actually do this. You just need the right setup. You just need something that can help you be consistent. So let's dive into that. I'm going to walk you through what this thing is and tell you what it is. It's just going to be very over the shoulder, pretty authentic way of doing it. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to point at it and tell you what it is, and then you'll know. Okay? So let's jump into that right now. Okay, so here's the setup. This is where I was doing the video. And this is a C stand. If you're unfamiliar, that's a sandbag. I've just got one of these lights here. This is like a cog light, I think they call it. That right there is a shotgun mic. It's a Sennheiser shotgun mic. That's a pretty expensive mic. You could replace that with something else. That's a clip-on light. That's just a rechargeable light. The whole thing has no cables coming off of it, so you can move it anywhere because it's all battery powered, and I'll show you that too. This thing right here goes to this light. It's just kind of like a power thing for it. This bar goes with the C stand. Like the C stand was like, I don't know, $100. But then I had to buy these wheels for it. That's an important thing that you want to buy for the C stand so you can roll it around. But let's take a deeper look at it. This is the Sennheiser, the MKH418. It's kind of pricey. This is the Rode thing that holds it, and it's got this so it doesn't have any it can wiggle around and it won't make any noise. And then this is an XLR cable. Okay, XLR. This runs down to this thing. This mic doesn't have its own power, so this thing gives it the power. The aperture light that I'm using, and again, you can go to Small Rig, this company right here, and they have these types of lights a lot cheaper. This one was kind of expensive. Then I have a friction arm. It just screws down these joints and holds things pretty tight. I had to use an adapter to go into this. So this is just a little adapter that goes from like a 1/4 inch to like a 3/8. This way I can set this thing up, and it's, I see on this screen, I have one of these screens here plugged into the camera so I can see what the camera sees. And I just have this mic. If you can see here, it's just right out of the way. It's just barely off of the frame. I have this Newer, or however you say it, Newer. It's a friction arm. It just clamps onto the C-stand, and then it comes over, and I can put these little, I'll show you what those things are. They are this right here. It's one of these little, you can attach stuff to it. And then I bought, this is a Ulanzi. This is a little ball head, but it's really tough. It's made of all metal. And I have another one right here. So this allows me to attach it to this frame right here. And when you buy these C-stands, it came with these here where you can hook different kinds of things in it and one of these arms. This particular C-stand came with the arms. And then I've got, this is a Nikon Z30, and then this is a 27 millimeter. It goes down to 1.2 aperture. This is a Viltrox lens, and then I've got a ND filter on here. And when I twist this right here, I can adjust, you can see how I can adjust the lighting to like whatever I want, right? It just basically just allows you to control your lighting. Then I have this thing set up. You can see it's bouncing because I have it still turned on, but basically I just plug my microphone into it. This is just a power cable that plugs into this battery box. These batteries are on a V-mount that you can buy. Small Rig makes a great V-mount. This is a Small Rig. I use Small Rig a lot, but this is a Small Rig case that goes around the camera, so if it falls on the ground, you can kind of see it on this one here. Yeah, see, it's made by Newer. But basically it just mounts to your camera, and it protects it for one, but then you can mount it to a tripod. You can hook things to it, but most importantly, you can hook these batteries on the back of it. That's the big thing there. This is just softbox light, just gives you the best lighting. I do have this little flip out on the camera because the cables are in the way when I flip this, which I could still use it obviously. But I bought this for a project when I had an agency, and it's made by Feel World. It's just a bigger monitor, so I can see kind of what I'm doing, what I'm looking at. And then I clamp this light on because when I'm sitting down, this light kind of puts it all on me here. But because I wear a hat a lot, this light, like, it gives me light up underneath the hat. And this just charges up. This thing lasts a long time. These batteries here will last a real long time. These are Small Rig. They even make bigger ones than this, but I am so happy with these. I have one over there, one here, one here, one here. I have a couple over there. I use them all the time. I haven't always had this, right? This is like when I could, but this stuff has gotten a lot less expensive. And now you could set up the same thing, and you just, look at this. I have like a mobile studio. Like wherever I want to put this, I can just roll my chair around and I have a studio wherever I want. That's the key. So you can take one area and you can make a lot of different scenes with it. And what I like is I can just come in here, turn on my thing, turn this on, this on, this on, I'm ready to go. And it creates a pretty good video, as you can see. So anyway, this is a Tascam. If you just type in Tascam recorders, I think it's like a 6500, or I don't know. Maybe it says on here somewhere. I don't know. But just look up Tascam recorders. This thing is great. It's not that expensive. It's got this little screw-on mount up here. This is just a HDMI cable that goes to the camera. It's a HDMI to the little micro HDMI cable that goes into the camera. This is just simply a, aux cable that plugs into it. And then that just plugs into that recorder over there so that the sound travels into here, goes in there, It heads out of there and goes into the camera. And you just have to adjust the volume in the camera and the volume over here to where it's like -6, -12 dB. And you can also plug headphones into that and listen to it and see, does it sound good where it's at? You could use a lesser expensive mic like this, or you could plug any kind of mic into it, frankly. But that's it. And you got a roller C-stand. You can lock them wheels if you need to. I put a sandbag on mine. You can buy show you here. You go to Home Depot and you can buy a bag of sand like that for $6, and you can fill up your thing. And for batch creating, you can see I have multiple shirts in here. So I can create a bunch of videos in one day with different looks. And that's the key. Like I said, you can, hell, I remember when I had can lights from Walmart with just bulbs in them, and it worked just fine. It still worked. And you could just sit down and record a damn video too. The point is batch create. You got to create content, but it's kind of a fancier setup. People wanted me to do this video, so I did it. But ball head, friction arm, these clamps you can buy from Small Rig. Small Rig sells all these like friction arms and clamps and everything. I mean, you could take a still shot of this right now. You could screenshot this picture right here, upload it into ChatGPT and say, hey, what's all the stuff I need for this? And it would find it for you. But these are V-mount batteries. Okay. You just press a button and they mount like that, and you can plug in all kinds of plugins, USB, USB-C, whatever them other ones are called, and it will power things. I mean, it powers, and they're great. They charge good. They last a long time. So I got one here, I got one here, and I got one here. This powers the camera, and I got a power cable running to this monitor over here. This powers this thing. It just plugs in USB. That's an Aperture 120D. It's kind of an older light, but it's great. I mean, it looks good. But that's the setup. Hopefully it helps. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, just hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, that's the video of how I make the videos. All right, so what do you think of that? Pretty cool, right? Like I said, you could replace like the camera with your phone, or a less expensive camera, which the camera I got's really not that expensive. You could replace the light with a less expensive light. You could replace the recorder with not even needing that. You can buy a simple mic that would work without that. Matter of fact, this mic right here is actually very inexpensive, and it just plugs right into the camera and it runs off its own power. And so I could replace this mic that I have up here with this simple mic. These are the tools of the trade, right? Like when I used to do mechanic stuff, and the better the tools, the better the job got done. But you don't start that way. You got to grow, but you can replace things, right? You could use this lens instead of an expensive lens. Here's the thing. The whole reason I created this video for you was, number one, I just wanted to show you my video setup. Number two, I wanted to, help you have a concept in your mind about how to create content effectively. It's really all about consistency, and the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. The other thing too is, it was also an opportunity to provide value to you, but then in turn be able to share with you that I do have some free stuff for you if you want it. If you're the type of person that likes to, figure things out, synthesize it, and help others get the answer to something faster, easier, more effectively. If you like coaching and teaching people, educating people about stuff that you've learned, that you've found easier ways to do things, maybe you're good at wood carving and you can help aspiring wood carvers learn how to carve wood faster. You can give them tips and tricks, okay? Maybe you're a general contractor and you figured out an easy way for somebody to start a small general contracting business. And you could show them the ropes, and, they could pay you $100 a month, and however long it took them to figure it out, you could help them, get into a contracting business faster. Or maybe you found a way to lose weight faster, or to, find a partner faster, woman or man, whatever it is. Maybe you know how to code, or maybe you know how to use AI, or whatever it is, doesn't matter. Maybe you know how to help people hunt deer or something. It doesn't matter what it is, right? If you like to learn things and turn around and teach people stuff, there's a really big opportunity for you. We use Skool AI and YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube, right? Skool is a place where we can put our training, we can do our weekly coaching call. We've got a community in there, and you can provide lots of value, right? We can grow our business in there. YouTube is where we attract people, okay? If you're still watching this, obviously you're interested in, content creation, gear, online business. We use AI to help us do things faster, easier, more effectively. Okay, it's a tool, just like this camera I'm talking to is a tool. This microphone I'm using is a tool. It's better than not having it, right? It makes it better. So that's what we use with AI. And if you want to learn how to do that, if you want to learn how to create a recurring income business online where you can teach people that you love to work with, you can talk about things you love to talk about, and you can have a business that can work from anywhere, okay? If I'm not here with this setup, I can take these things, just throw them in my book bag, and I've got, some microphones that I can take with me, and I can create videos and I can help people. And that's how you make money, right? Solving problems. If you want to learn how to do that and you want to have the chance to talk with me and ask me questions and have me help you set this thing up so you can get it done really quickly, I encourage you to go down in the description, go check out the free stuff in the community. And then if you want, and you're seeing, this is cool, this guy can help, then maybe think about joining our paid premium program. It's $59 a month. It's the cost of a cheap dinner date with your grandma, okay? And you can learn how to actually create an online business that could replace your income, that could double your income, okay? Maybe you just want extra money for your hobbies, okay? But people make 6 and 7 figures doing this. Some of them make 6 figures a month doing this, okay? So if that's something you're interested in, go check it out down in the description. Otherwise, hope this video is helpful. Hope you're, inspired and doing great things, and I'll see you in the next video.